Hello again. Okay, we will try this video for a third time because a few of you guys made comments that there was no volume. So I tried to re-record it and there was no volume. And so apparently my microphone has gone to hell. So, all right, I will do it this way. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm just using the phone microphone. If I talked about this, or this is something I've thought about many times, but I've never talked about, okay, is how to handle a home invasion. And y'all have heard me say many times that, the only way I'm leaving the house is if, the forest catches on fire or the Chinese come over the hill. Okay, which is true. Now, did you know that you are 8 times more likely to experience a home invasion than you are a house fire? Now, right now we are in a rule of law situation. I won't say normal times because God knows that ain't true. But we're not in SHTF, okay? We at least still have laws, right? But what is your plan if your house gets broken into? Now, if it's in the middle of the afternoon and you're away at the grocery store, you're at work or whatever, you come home and the house is broken into and your TV's gone, okay, fine, you call the cops, you call the insurance company, you call the window guy, fixes the window, get a new TV, and off and running you go. But what happens if it's 2 o'clock in the morning when you're sound asleep and all of a sudden the window breaks? What do? And yes, I know there's a whole bunch of wannabe Rambos in this country that are going, I'll get out my AK or I'll get out my AR-15 or my shotgun and I'll go down the stairs and I'll take them all out. Right? You got a life expectancy of about 3 seconds. Okay. Because if there's 3 guys downstairs and you come down, one's on your left, one's on your right, one's right in front of you, you can't move as fast as one of them is going to hit you. So, what's actually a prudent way of doing this? A logical way of doing this? A military way of doing this? What is the correct way to handle something like this? That's kind of what I want to go through. So let's say it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's sound asleep. The spouse, 2 kids, sound asleep. Grandkids, parents, whatever it would be. The family's all there. And all of a sudden you hear a window break. Okay, what are you going to do? Do not do like Hollywood does and grab a baseball bat or grab a golf club and go walk down the stairs with, the wife behind you bending over. It's an easy way to wind up getting put in a 6-foot hole. If you hear that, the family should already have a plan, should know what's going to happen. All right. And there should be a word that somebody can scream like intruder, 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 or break in, break in, break in. And that's the signal to everybody in the house to know exactly what they do and where they go. Okay. It's got to be pre-planned. Best case scenario, this is what should happen. Everybody should meet up in one bedroom, preferably upstairs. Okay. Because you always want to be on high ground as opposed to your threat. You're always in a better shape. Remember, an intruder, unless they're looking for something very specific or their intent is to kidnap somebody or something like that, they're not going upstairs, okay? Because they know there's only one way out, and that's going back downstairs, unless they want to fly out a window, okay? They'll stay downstairs because there's more exits for them to get out quickly. So you want to stay on high ground. You want to stay upstairs. So what you want to do is get everybody into that one room. Put the kids, the parents, the spouse, whatever it would be, hidden in a closet, in a corner, somewhere that's safe, a safe room type thing. Now, I'm not saying Kevlar encased with a bank vault door on it or something like that. Again, like Hollywood says, these millionaires or whatever it is have. No, we're real people, okay? We have bedrooms, okay? With drywall or wood, whatever it would be. Get them hidden, out of sight, okay? The person who's going to be protecting everybody else, obviously, is armed. This room that you want to go to, preferably, is going to be the one that's where you keep your weaponry, and also certainly where you keep a phone, a radio, something, sort of communication so you can call for help, okay? Because, well, I am protecting that doorway, Mrs. P would be either calling 911 in a with rule of law type scenario or contacting members of the MAG somehow saying, help, we're under attack, please get over here and help us. Okay. So you got to have communications. You've got to have a defensive weaponry. So what you're going to do as the person in defensive posture is put yourself on the far side of the room from the door, preferably behind cover, but at least behind concealment. Hopefully you all know the difference between the two. And your focus, weapon trained on that door. That's the only way in. Okay. Reason being is this. The bad guy comes in and decides to open the door. What does he have to do? He's got to look to his right, look to his left, and he's got to make sure the room is safe for him to go in. Well, in the 1 or 2 seconds it takes for him to look around the room and see what's going on in there, you've already popped the cap in his head. All right, that's it. Now, once you've done that, if he's the only guy, threat neutralized. That's fine. Still does not mean leave the room at all, ever. Okay? There may be more people with them, 2, 3, 4, who knows? They hear gunshots and see one of their buddies go down. Chances are they're going to skedaddle. Okay? Slim chance as well, depending on what their intentions were, you may have return gunfire. That is possible. All right? But chances are very good that if they're breaking into the house trying to find TVs, stereos, food, whatever it would be, they're not coming in to shoot you. SHTF situation may be different, okay? But you need to be prepared for all scenarios, okay? Now, like I said, after you've neutralized the threat, there is no other threat. You are not getting up and saying, I'm going to go check out the house. Again, you have the life expectancy of a gnat at that point. You will be dropped real quick if there's more than one of them, okay? Because you are, again, you are now on the offensive, and if they're on the defensive, they're the one hiding as you're walking around, and you've just flipped the tables and given them the upper hand. Okay. You want to stay in your place with your family until help arrives, until the police arrive, until somebody from your MAG arrives and comes in the door and clears the house from behind the bad guys and can see that everything's good. Now, when the police come in, of course, they're going to go, police, 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 police. Is anybody in here? Police, 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 police. Your MAG needs to know the same thing. You know, Joe, when he needs to come and go, Bob, 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 where are you? It's Joe, Bob, Bob, Joe. It's an announce him, because the last thing you want to have happen is you're still trained on that door. Okay, you've never taken your eyes off of that door. Is that your neighbor, your MAG member, comes walking by the house, walking by the door, and all of a sudden you pop him. Okay, now you're defeated the whole purpose of having thanks for coming to save me. I just killed you. So this is something that you really need to prepare ahead of time. You need to have a plan. And I say this because we all have a plan in case there's a fire, in case the house burns down. Everybody in the family knows where to meet. Hey, if we're ever on fire, it's the middle of the night, middle of the day, whatever, we all meet down at the telephone pole at the bottom of the street. So we all know we're all there. And if one person's missing, we can tell everybody, little Bobby Sue's missing, blah, 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 we can't find her. If everybody knows where to go, you have a much better chance of making sure everything's taken care of, thinking straight. Same scenario here, but I will bet you 95% of the people have never made a plan for whatever happens for a home invasion. Home invasions don't only happen in bad neighborhoods. They happen in the suburbs. They happen out in the country. You never know when there's some tweaker who, he needs his fix. He needs to buy some meth and he doesn't have any money. And, hey, there's a house over there. I'll see if I can rob a stereo or grab a TV so I can get my fix. And the next thing you know, 2 o'clock in the morning, you're in this exact scenario. Okay. It does happen. Chances are in an SHTF situation, it will happen. Somebody is going to try to come to your house and get food, get ammo, get shelter, get water, get whatever, if they know you've got anything. And it's going to be pretty obvious, as much as everybody tries to stay gray, it's going to be pretty obvious if you're eating and they're not. So you need to have a plan to defend your family. Anything else in the house can be replaced. Your kids, your wife, your parents, yourself cannot. Okay? Have a plan. It doesn't take much to do, but make sure you get one done. Hopefully this time, third time, we have audio. Pinball out.